Gentlemen.
An unlikely gang of thieves crack an impenetrable fortress, pulling off the crime of the century. Disappearing with their millions, they confound police and capture the imagination of the country. Post-World War II Boston was a city of social extremes. While blue bloods occupied Beacon Hill, blue-collar immigrants kept their factories humming. At a mere 75 cents an hour, this hard labor was paid for with hard cash. Each payday, tens of thousands of dollars flowed into company counting rooms.
There's a figure! There's a figure! Put your hand I can see him! Get down the gas! Get down the gas! Get down!
They became natural targets for a gang of crooks looking for easy money.
You move! You stay right there! You can't do 100 right there!
All right, how was everything, boys?
Real good.
Good? Excellent. Food all right?
Gang leader Anthony Pino had his own take on the American dream.
All right.
Although Pino owned a gas station, his first love was larceny.
How are you, buddy? Good to see you. Henry Baker. All right, pull up a chair, pull up a chair. Come on in.
Over the years, he built his own crew out of neighborhood toughs.
One shot, but we're going to take our time. We're going to pick our shot. I'm going to make sure every one of us is... Look, this is the
Big Joe
score.
McGinnis owned a bar and laundered money.
All right?
Specs O'Keefe was a stick-up man, known for shaking down local bookies and their clients. Jazz Maffey, a former high school football star, ran a numbers racket.
Cut up 8 different ways.
Although they had netted some decent dough from the counting rooms, Pino wanted to go after the big money.
The money's up on the side.
He wanted to go after
Going
Brinks.
through the garage. It's unbelievable. It's almost like they're giving it to us already.
Back in the 40s, Brinks Armored Car Service was America's bank on wheels. The company moved millions of dollars through city streets every day. The Brinks cash was tempting, but most crooks considered it unattainable. Pino believed otherwise. He tailed the trucks and drivers, studying their every move. All the cash came and went from a renovated garage in the North End. Inside was enough money to change a man's life forever.
Looks like he's sleeping.
Pino spent months casing the building.
I think we could do it in 17. They must be in a counter. They must be in a vault.
He learned how the big shipments were handled and memorized each of the cashier's responsibilities. 50 years ago, working out of the Boston office, FBI agent John Kehoe knew Pino's style.
He was a mastermind, but he was also a plugger. He was determined, and what he wanted to obtain, he would go through any kind of planning in order to obtain it.
To Pino, the key to the job was simplicity. His plan was to strike after the place was closed and clean out the vault. When the last cashier left for the night, the gang made their move. The gang easily broke into the building and reached their target, a massive vault constructed of steel encased in concrete block.
Do your stuff, huh?
Okay. Let's see what we got here. Okay, it looks pretty basic here.
More riches than Pino could imagine were just a few feet away.
All right. I'm thinking we put an 8-bit
But the
right
gang
here.
had a problem.
You see, the only problem with that is we got this anti-lock
You
mechanism.
told me we can't do this.
I don't know yet. It's looking, it's good. It can be done. Okay.
All right.
Tony, get us out.
I don't think it's gonna go.
Not only was the vault wired to an alarm company, The lock mechanism was more complicated than anything they had ever seen.
That'd be the first place we look. That's the first thing we're going to see.
It was back to the drawing board.
I don't want to see anybody hurt on this.
The gang brainstormed night after night.
I'm not getting pinched on this one.
That means we don't got no.
They could use nitroglycerin to destroy the vault, but it was too risky.
This is gonna happen.
We need to know exactly what time.
An explosion would bring the authorities running.
Gonna be rich men. We are
Instead, Pino's men broke into the alarm company and stole a diagram of the Brinks alarm system. They also obtained information from the U.S. Patent Office.
They asked McGinnis to send down to Washington somebody to look over at a Washington office to see if he could come up with any information concerning the alarm system.
Hey, let me see. I know you're going to.
But none of the patent drawings could help override the system. Pino realized there was no way of breaking into the vault without getting caught.
We're going to clean them like fish.
They would have to take the vault when it was open, and by force.
Yeah, that's right. No, this guy got fired. He let him go. 10:07.
Their timing would have to be perfect.
There's been 3 gone for, I don't know, like 30, 40 minutes now.
The vault was only open for 15 minutes each night, and 6 locked doors stood in their way.
All right.
Jimmying the locks would eat up valuable time.
2 guys.
But Pino had a plan.
Come on. This one here.
All right. We need some light.
Right down here.
The gang broke into the Brinks building nightly to remove the locks from each of the interior doors.
Come on. We haven't got all day. Come on. You got it?
Once keys were made, the locks were carefully replaced.
Go. All right, that's 3, huh? So why don't you show me the rest of this place? Step right this way.
Pino probably spent anywhere up from 1.5 to 2 years walking in and out of the place. It was like a full-time job with Tony, and he spent a great deal of time there.
The gang now had a complete set of keys. With free passage to the vault room, it was only a matter of time before they got their hands on all that cash. After years of planning, the Brinks robbery was set for Tuesday, January 17th, 1950. The men were dressed as Brinks drivers and wore galoshes to muffle their footsteps. Once they were inside, they had to move fast. Always thinking ahead, Pino had the men remove anything that might jingle. Around 7 p.m., lookout man Victor Costa took up his post outside the Brinks building. The rest of the gang would wait for his signal. Timing was critical. They only had a 15-minute window to clean out the vault. If they entered the building too early, they risked getting caught. But if they waited too long, the money would be locked away for the night. Finally, the plan was in motion. Using their keys, the gang worked their way through the building. They pulled on rubber masks as they neared the vault room. The cashiers were outnumbered and outgunned.
Gentlemen,
One of the guards started to reach for his weapon. And O'Keefe said to him, "Don't do it." The guard then gave up the idea of pulling the gun.
get your hands up,
The size of the hall was overwhelming. As the gang hurried to empty the vault, they were startled by the sound of a door buzzer. In all their scheming, no one counted on visitors. The gang got lucky. It was just a garage attendant, unaware of the heist in progress. After they'd entered the building, the crew sped off with the cash.
Oh, Mom, Pop, what are you doing now? Hey, go back
They
upstairs.
took their bounty to Maffey's place.
We got some business to talk over, have a couple of
At
drinks.
this time of night?
Oh, yeah, don't worry, we're not going to be late. You know, we'll be quiet. Go on upstairs. Go back to sleep here, okay? Go on, go on.
Because we're getting pushed up.
Oh, no, it's just that the boys are coming right in, so, you know, I don't want them disturbing you, so go on up, go ahead.
Okay.
Go ahead. We won't be long, we won't be late.
Okay, don't make too much noise.
Okay.
His elderly parents had no idea of the riches that now filled their living room. The gang decided to dispose of the checks and traceable bills. They would stow the rest until the heat died down. Even before the money was counted, Pino's gang suspected it was the biggest haul of their lives. They'd finally made the major leagues. Meanwhile, Pino sped to McGinnis's liquor store to establish an alibi.
Happy to hear it. And your brother?
Doing fine.
Well, thanks for keeping the city safe.
Absolutely.
Just by luck, he ran into a cop.
Absolutely.
How are you?
Doing dynamite.
How's your mom doing?
She's doing better.
Yes?
Doing better.
Pino hoped the officer would remember he was nowhere near the robbery.
I'll do that.
Make sure it's off duty.
Absolutely, guys.
On the other side of town, the head cashier called police with stunning news.
Operator, get the police.
Brinks had been robbed.
Yeah.
Cops and reporters flocked to the scene of the crime. By the time the FBI got there, the vault room was in chaos.
FBI, we're taking charge.
Federal agent Leonard Frizzoli was assigned to the investigation.
We got there, and things were pretty much in a turmoil there. There were reporters already there, walking all over the place, and quite a few people there. And so what we had to do is try to preserve the crime scene.
But there wasn't much to preserve. The only physical evidence, the rope and tape the robbers had used to tie up the cashiers, proved too common to trace.
Blue, navy blue peacocks came through with mask and hats on and took the guard.
Eddie Corsetti was a police reporter.
I wish I had chewing gum on my shoes when I was walking around that office, because, there had to be, a wild guess, there had to be $100,000 laying around the floor.
Need you to come on in.
Through all the mess, the FBI saw a meticulously planned caper, an enormous heist that smelled like an inside job.
As you already know, we were tied up here.
But polygraph tests would quickly clear the Brinks employees of any suspicion. The investigators had nothing.
I don't think so. It was
The
mostly
Brinks robbery became an overnight sensation. Newspapers described how the wily gang held up an impenetrable vault like a candy store. To 1950s America, it was the crime of the century. The robbers had walked away with a whopping $1.5 million in cash.
An incredible crime in Boston. The $1.5 million holdup of an armored car service by 9 bandits, one of the nation's few multi-million-dollar stick-ups. Before scooping up the cash, they bound and gagged the 5 employees present. One of them, James R. Allen, tells the rest of the story.
They kept another trip, another trip. I kept saying, Sergeant, when is it going to be over?
Brinks wanted the men caught and punished. Without any clues, they offered an astronomical reward.
They came out with this offer of $100,000. Not wanted dead or alive, wanted dead.
But the public didn't share that sentiment.
We conducted a poll, the newspaper did. I don't know, I think they contacted something like 500 people. And I think 75% were hoping they'd get away with it.
With so little evidence to go on, the police and the FBI knew that the crime of the century might never be solved. FBI agents were becoming frustrated. Under the glare of the media, they were no closer to solving the Brinks robbery. Little useful evidence was found at the crime scene, and since the robbers had worn masks, nobody could identify the culprits either. Besides the cashiers, the only other witnesses were a couple of teenagers who'd seen the getaway vehicle. But all they could offer was a vague description of the truck. Without a license plate number, it would be almost impossible to find.
We looked up and there was a truck.
And you said about 10 to 15 miles an hour. Is there anything else now that you can think about?
FBI agent John Larkin worked the case.
Regardless of what the suspicions were and how accurate they might have been, unless somebody cooperated in the long run, this was not going to be solved.
Desperate for answers, agents grilled every crook in town.
And that's all I know. That's all I know. Honest to God.
Before long, Boston's Underworld soon wanted the Brinks crew arrested as much as the cops did.
You know, he's the one you really want to check out. Follow Pino.
A couple of informants actually fingered Pino. It was hard for the cops to believe that a two-bit hood like Tony Pino could have pulled off a heist this huge.
Oh, good. How about you? Well, we've been okay, but, you know, we're still trying to get some information here.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, we're hoping you can help us.
Besides, a fellow police officer had already confirmed Pino's alibi.
Yeah, it's not bad.
Yeah, 123.
The rest of the gang had alibis as well. But since they involved friends and family, there was no way to either prove or disprove them. Still, it was hard to believe that the crime of the century could have been pulled off by this band of second-rate crooks.
They were all well known by the Boston police. They all had records. But on a small time scale, nothing. No one would ever dream that that crowd could pull off a robbery of $1.5 million. No one.
What kind of stuff is
2 months passed before police found a single lead. Several pieces of a burned truck turned up at a city dump.
Why would somebody do that?
Further investigation revealed that 2 of Pino's associates lived near that same dump. The police began to wonder if they had been too hasty. Maybe Pino's gang had been involved after all. They checked out the serial numbers on the truck parts. The numbers matched the model of the getaway vehicle seen speeding away from Brinks. The FBI set up round-the-clock surveillance on the gang. But once again, they had underestimated Tony Pino. The gang leader ordered his men to limit their time together. If they needed to communicate, they'd stop by Pino's gas station to deliver messages. The FBI now believed Pino's gang had something to hide, but they didn't have the evidence to prove it. 2 years after the heist, a grand jury convened and called Pino and his gang as witnesses. The results were disappointing.
The hope was that some of them might see the light and cooperate, but they all took the Fifth Amendment. That was about it.
The grand jury failed to produce a single indictment. Pino's patience paid off. On January 17, 1953, the federal statute of limitations expired. It was starting to look as if he had devised the perfect crime. Still, the government refused to give up. They still had 3 years pending on the state charges. The FBI increased the pressure. They committed unlimited money and man-hours to catching the robbers in whatever way they could. Deportation proceedings were initiated against Pino. Gang members were charged with tax evasion and bootlegging.
Boys, come on.
Tension mounted as the men found themselves in expensive legal battles. The gang started to crumble. O'Keefe accused Pino of cheating him out of his share of the money and made threats to the men if he didn't get his due. Pino decided to beat him to the punch. Ironically, O'Keefe would land in jail for breaking his parole. Nearly 6 years after the heist, and just 11 days before the Massachusetts statute of limitations would run out, O'Keefe was ready to make a deal. In exchange for a light sentence, Specs O'Keefe confessed to the robbery and fingered the other members of the gang. In June of 1956, a tip led investigators to the only money that would ever be recovered from the Brinks heist. It was a disappointing victory. After spending 6 years and $29 million on the investigation, they recovered a measly $51,000. By the time the trial began on August 6, 1956, 2 of the gang members had already died of natural causes. With the exception of O'Keefe, the other robbers all received life sentences, but were paroled in the 60s and 70s.
I got something with me.
By their own accounts, the amount of money they actually saw wasn't worth it. Drinking, gambling, and legal debts quickly ate up their fortune. While rich in the memories of their celebrated caper, Boston's most famous robbers spent the rest of their lives flat broke.
How much money you think is up?